Let's talk about why Hamas attacked on Israel and what is gonna happen next. You're watching New Gujarati News. I'm Nirali Jain. Overnight, Hamas fighters launched an invasion across Israel's southern border with Gaza, storming Israeli towns and killing Israeli soldiers and civilians alike. Thousands of rockets were fired into Israeli territory, and at least 100 Israelis are dead. A senior official said the attack led the most civilian deaths on single day in the country's entire history. The fighting in southern Israel is ongoing, with reports that Hamas is bringing Israeli hostages back to Gaza. Israel's airstrikes have already killed nearly 2,000 Palestinians, a figure that will likely only grow as Israeli Prime Minister said on Saturday that our enemy will pay a price the type of which it has never known. Nothing like this happened in the modern history of Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Even the bloody second Intifada in the early 20s never saw this kind of mass incursion into Israeli territory. Why did everything go so horribly wrong? It's too early to provide any definitive answers, but according to Hamas itself, the attack was provoked by recent events surrounding the Temple Mount, a site into holy to Jews and Muslims alike. In the past week, Israeli settlers have been entering the mosque atop the mount and praying, which Hamas termed discretion in the statement on their offensive. Palestinian politics is defined in large part by how its leadership responds to Israel's continued occupation, both its physical presence in West Bank and its economically devastating blockade of the Gaza Strip. Hamas' strategy to outcompete its rivals, including the Fatah faction currently in the charge of West Bank, is to channel Palestinian rage at the suffering to be authentic voice of the resistance to Israel and assumption. The anger Palestinians are at Israel, the greater Hamas politics incentives for violence. Hamas could well be trying to torpedo the Saudi deal and even try to undo the existence of Abraham Accords. Indeed, the Hamas spokesperson said the attack was a message to Arab countries calling on them to cut on the ties with Israel. To be clear, saying it magic strategic sense of Hamas to engage its atrocities is not just justify the killing civilians. There is difference between explaining and justification. The reasoning behind Hamas attacks may be explicable even as it is morally indefensible. But what's clear at this point is that the situation cannot ever be truly stable. The nature of the current situation in the Israel which rules over the Palestinian population creates a powerful incentives for radical groups like Hamas to engage its brutal acts on terrorism. Both Hamas and Israel's current government are ideologically inclined towards violence rather than peace. Conflicts are rather than cooperation. Without some kind of radical political change, there is no real solution on the horizon. Meanwhile, it is clear who is suffering the greatest consequences, not extremist leaders on either side, but ordinary Israelis and Palestinians alike. Thanks for watching New Gujarati News. Stay tuned for more such videos.